In this video, we will introduce creating threads by implementing Runnable within the Java programming language. The Runnable interface should be implemented by any class whose instances are intended to be executed by a thread. The class must define a method of no arguments called run. This interface is designed to provide a common protocol for objects that wish to execute code while they're active. For example, Runnable is implemented by class thread. Being active simply means that a thread has been started and has not yet been stopped. What is the difference between implementing Runnable and extending thread? By providing a runnable object, the Runnable interface defines a single method run meant to contain the code executed in the thread. The runnable object is passed to the thread constructor. The Runnable interface represents a task which can be executed by either plain thread or executors or any other means. So logical separation of task as runnable, then thread is good design decision. Separating task as runnable means we can reuse the task and also has the liberty to execute it from different means, since you can not restart a thread once it completes. Again, runnable versus thread for tasks, runnable is the winner. One difference between implementing runnable and extending thread is that by extending thread, each of your threads has a unique object associated with it, whereas implementing runnable, many threads can share the same object instance. A class that implements runnable is not a thread and just a class. For a runnable to become a thread, you need to create an instance of thread and passing itself in as the target. In most cases, the runnable interface should be used if you are only planning to override the run method and no other, and leaving all the other thread methods the way they are. This is important because classes should not be subclassed unless the programmer intends on modifying or enhancing the fundamental behavior of the class. Now let's implement the runnable interface. Here we can see in our main method that we have a runs class, which is an inner static class which implements runnable. Inside, we override the run method. We do is print out our location. We go through a for loop, printing 10 times that we're inside this run method, and then we exit, printing out again to the console. Here we create a thread. By creating this thread object and giving a reference of class object to thread object, basically starting and implementing our run method through our runs implementable runnable. To get it started, we have to call start on our thread, which target is our runs object. Here we will end our main thread, which starts here in our main method. Let's run our program and see the output. Right-click on the source, run as Java application. Here we can see our output. This concludes our discussion of creating threads by implementing Runnable in Java.